Hello, guys. This is Alex Julian or Aloysius Zanderman here. I am settling in for tonight and putting on a coat with a scarf because I live up high in the mountains and it does get cold and chilly around here, even when there's still the need to recover from the heat of the day. And I give a toast to you with this Del Taco large drink, and I will be getting on to the means of enthusiasm for tonight's subject, which is about the croissant breakfast sandwiches at Jack in the Box. And I will be getting into that territory when it comes to food review and food criticism. And I give a toast, and here's for tonight with the cheers of the year and with ongoing pursuits of fulfilling the new year's promise. Yeah. So, when it comes to these croissant sandwiches at Jack in the Box, which are for the breakfast items, I have to wonder if it's more about afterthought instead of aftertaste. Because definitely I've been getting these croissant sandwiches from Jack in the Box once in a while for years and years, and I'm trying to figure out if this is like a notion to keep it coming for the breakfast crowd, or if it's the kind of afterthought that says something like, oh, taste is absent here and it's more about texture. Because, I mean, just today, I mean, I had a sausage, egg, cheese croissant sandwich at Jack, and it did not taste very good, and it's not because it's junk food or anything like that. It's because there's something about the heat of the croissant sandwiches, just in general, that makes them taste awkward, as if like there's something weird to chew. Um, and definitely, I think it's too awkward to recommend. Um, because at the same time, I've had other sandwiches from the breakfast menu, and they do not have this problem of the temperature. I'm wondering if it's like with their pursuit of the croissant buns themselves that leads to the results of floppy meat and floppy egg and floppy sausage and floppy bacon and floppy ham and um, you see you see bacon tastes good when it's jerky, but when it's floppy it's very weird because that's more of a characteristic appropriate for sausages. It's appropriate for sausages to be floppy rather than bacon. Bacon is meant to be jerky, but definitely with these Jack in the Box croissant breakfast sandwiches, it seems as if there's some kind of compromise here and there when it comes to the temperatures of the food items, and it gets really weird to mention it with doubts about it. Um, yeah, so, yeah, definitely chewing is a lot of the um, downgrade when it comes to this kind of bun type with Jack in the Box because definitely their croissants do not really taste fresh. Um, uh, Now, who knows? Maybe they are fresh, because definitely human taste does not equal human quality. I mean, I know that. Um, but then again, it does get kind of concerning because I'm wondering if there's something missing from their croissant recipe that makes them kind of bounce a little too much here and there when it comes to the texture and the moisture and uh, the crust and the texture of the croissant buns. And I noticed something with the meats for these croissant sandwiches where it's like every time I get these croissant sandwiches at Jack in the Box, the meats in these croissant sandwiches seem to taste different than if I choose these same meats in other bun types. Um, so definitely right there, I mean, that's really confusing. Or maybe it's not really confusing because the same a little bit can be said about McDonald's bagel sandwiches. Um, like it can seem like the meats differ depending on the bun type. Um, so there would be meats for bagel different than meats for muffin, which are different than meats for biscuits, and that's just McDonald's. So yeah, hmm. Yeah, but definitely something is weird about those croissant breakfast sandwiches, and I'm trying to figure out what it is. But definitely, it is a texture issue. It is a quality issue. It is a quantity issue. It is a taste issue. It is a flavor issue, especially flavor issue most of all, because I have to wonder, well, what flavor is a croissant supposed to have? Um, Definitely, it does get difficult to tell um, what flavor a croissant sandwich is supposed to have. Um, it does get tricky because I'm not sure if a croissant sandwich is supposed to be dry, or if it's supposed to be wet, or if it's supposed to be greasy, or if it's supposed to be moist, or if it's supposed to be. Um, you see, I get a lot of hints and gestures with the croissant sandwiches for breakfast at Jack in the Box, and I'm trying to figure out I'm trying to figure out like which area of interest is most important for those sandwiches, and there could be a lot of multitasking going on with the restaurant when it comes to their menu and with their bouncing between different items. And hey, I think with all those different qualities of those food items, I think that does make it seem like something is off with the cooking. Um, Cooking can become really difficult to do when it comes to there being so many items on the menu. Um, and we have to remember quality is what matters the most and not quantity. Um, and pardon me, I'm just drinking because I'm thirsty. And I need to get some buzz in my head for me to think properly about this. I was actually at Del Taco tonight, and I had grilled chicken tacos for Taco Thursday night. And hey, the sun's up at Del Taco for grilled chicken tacos for Taco Night Thursday. So, I'm really participating in that kind of mild celebration. Although Del Taco doesn't seem to be really interested in their own special offers, and their quality of food has been going downhill in the last 6 months. Do not really know what it's about. But, well, what else would I do to celebrate in town? What else would I do to say hello to a friend while out and about? I saw a gentleman at Del Taco who I recognized as someone who was working with Walmart, and he recognized me, and I nodded to him hello, and he saw me, so it's good to see friendly faces about here and there when it comes to friends to make, when it comes to strangers, and pardoning and encountering for greetings and simple gestures. He's a friendly guy, and I guess I'm friendly too, so we're getting along just fine here and there. But yeah, when it comes to Jack in the Box croissant sandwiches, the croissant breads taste weird. They taste as if they have been zapped rather than cooked, and I'm not sure what the cause is of that zap kind of texture. It feels like there's some kind of weird dark magic going on when it comes to the Jack in the Box breakfast sandwiches, where it's as if there's some kind of cookie device that's going zap, 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 and it's making the bread drier, it's making the meat drier, it's making the eggs drier, and yeah, it tastes weird, and the cheese failed to stand out on this sandwich most of all, and that's a big one. I mean, cheese fails to stand out. Now, definitely, if cheese fails to taste like cheese, then definitely there's a freshness issue. And basically right there, that's what I could describe as what freshness quality is. Freshness means that the cheese tastes like cheese, that the sausage tastes like sausage, that the ham tastes like ham, that the croissant tastes like croissant. But that's not what I was getting there. It felt like I got it, and that the sausage, egg, and cheese croissant sandwich was zapped, zzz, and it feels like there's some kind of buzzed texture going on, and it makes it taste off flavor, as in off color or off guard. So if the cheese does not taste like cheese, what is it supposed to taste like? Yeah, very weird. But that's why I do these talk shows and those kinds of things. I do talk shows about the food I eat, because it does help restaurants and businesses in general, I think, when I express what I know about food. Um, and definitely, this sausage croissant sandwich at Jack in the Box does not taste as moist as a hot pocket from a microwave here from my home. So, uh, and oh, I have a microwave in my kitchen that's very powerful. It's a 1200-watt microwave, and it zaps things really good. Now, let's not make up information about a restaurant if we do not know what the circumstances are. So I do not know, for example, uh, things that I'm not supposed to know, and uh, definitely with Jack in the Box or any kind of restaurant, I'm not going to uh, give a kind of context of meaning that leads um, listeners to the wrong directions when it comes to things to think about here and things to think about there. Um, you know, th- that misleading thing that's been going on in politics today when it comes to ranting political morons, giving false context of meaning with their speech. It and hey, it does not matter if they said those things or not. The fact is, if they said it, they said it, and if what they say leads listeners to the wrong areas, then they have wasted our time and they have caused people to think about things that were not worth thinking about. And that is not political science, that is pseudoscience. You know, and this goes for both liberals and conservatives, um, like the voting types of each. You know, we must remember that the object of speech, in particular freedom of speech, means that we lead people to think about things that they should be thinking about. And that listeners should only think about things they should be thinking about. And that they should not be thinking about things that they are not supposed to think about. Because the human mind does have traps. The human mind does have gimmicks. The human mind does have false release of information. So we must keep in mind that we must make sure that not only are the listeners wise, but that the speakers are wise. Or else otherwise, political science becomes impossible and it turns into a runaround mishmash of bumper causes here and there, and it's not attractive, and the drama loses significance when there's that situation. Yeah. Okay, so with the croissant sandwiches at Jack in the Box, if I may return to those breakfast items, they do stand apart from other breakfast types of items at Jack in the Box. So the croissant sandwiches do stand out apart from the bun sandwiches, from the sourdough sandwiches, from the bagel sandwiches, from um, just a general history of other items that have been available for breakfast at Jack in the Box. And it does get tricky, it does get difficult to know why that is. Because, I mean, sausage should taste like sausage, but it seems like the sausage changes depending on what bun I'm choosing. And I'm not sure if it's because they're choosing different kinds of qualities to match their secret sauces, but then again, I cannot dig too much deeper into it than that. Um, because honestly, I do not know. Whew. Up here in the Tehachapi Mountains, it's cold right now. It really is. And at the same time, I need I need this caffeine to help relieve tension in my head. Um, because definitely I do experience some hallucinations and voices here and there, and I try to keep it in mind when it comes to things to promote and things to excuse and things to go about. Okay, so when it comes to these breakfast sandwiches um, at Jack in the Box, um, not only the croissant sandwiches, but the other breakfast sandwiches as well. Well, definitely there is no general quality when it comes to these Jack in the Box sandwiches. And I was looking for a general quality when I was having the different selections chosen for, the sausage and the ham and the bacon and those kinds of things. Um, but I'll be honest, Jack in the Box breakfast, in some regards, may not be as good of quality of breakfast in the morning as Carl's Jr. is in the morning. Now, I do not know anything about Hardee's so much. Definitely, I've never actually been to a Hardee's. Hardee's is in the East. That's a separate sort of chain. Um, Really, when it comes to Carl's Jr., that's the chain I know. And Carl's Jr. can have breakfast that defeats breakfast at Jack in the Box. In particular, the steak and egg and cheese breakfast burrito at Carl's Jr. is very, very wonderful, very, very well cooked, very, very, very delicate, very, very, very gourmet. Whereas on the other hand, the Jack in the Box breakfast burritos taste all bumpy, as if like they're trying to fit sticks in a small bag or something, and the wrapper of the burrito doesn't flow well with the taste buds. Um, so definitely, Jack in the Box does not have the best breakfast burritos, and that's a big one, because breakfast burritos are not only very popular in Mexican food, they're also very popular in American food. And there's even some of that popularity of Mexican food reaching the north border for Canada and New York, because, well, burritos are pretty nice, huh? Like, it's nice to have a burrito, even if it may just be a 2-star item or something like that. And hey, let's keep this in mind. Not every food item needs to literally be 5 stars out of 5. No, no. I would say if a food item is 2 stars out of 5, that's fine. I'll take it. There would be some disappointments with a 2-star item, but I would still take it, and I would still say, hey, this is pretty good. This is delicious. I mean, I'm not like really, really picky and those kinds of things. But then again, someone would ask me, oh yes, but what is the best food and what is the worst food? So I do have to be critical. I do have to be analytical as a reviewer and critic of these things for my literature, for my spoken literature with my talk show, which is Talk Show with Chipster Apple. Me, Aloysius Zanderman, formerly known as Game Universo. And so, anyways, the notion that I have here for the croissant sandwiches at Jack in the Box is that they are pretty decent sandwiches at Jack in the Box, but definitely there's the other breakfast sandwiches that are much better to order at Jack in the Box. So when it comes to these croissant sandwiches, I would give them like 2 stars out of 5. I think that's fair, because they do work hard in cooking, they do work hard in preparation. I just think that, well, who knows? Maybe my taste buds are going in awkward places. Maybe I'm an alien from outer space, and maybe I do not know exactly how everything should taste like. But then again, I am, in effect, an alien from outer space because, well, Earth is in outer space, so,
Yes, aliens going around and trying croissant sandwiches for breakfast at Jack in the Box.
Hey, that's a pretty good voice, huh? Yeah. Oh, yeah, there's that guy who pretends to be an alien. Anyways. That's my review for tonight. And, and the same for the sausage, egg, and cheese croissant sandwich at Jack. I give that 2 stars out of 5. The extreme sausage sandwich, which comes with just regular bun and Jack in the Box, and with better sausage and better egg, that one I rate 3 stars out of 5. So definitely there's a 1-star difference there, and it is 1 star, possibly too many. So take care, and let's hope for the best for the future of Jack and fast food. Have a good night.